Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review of 91 Days episode 10, and you guys know this one was depressing, but you also know it was very, very good. I mean, I don't feel like I need to say that this one was good because, I mean, if you watched, it was incredible, completely incredible. Starting off from the beginning, we have Angelo at the docks about to leave, presumably for Chicago, since we know he has to go meet with Don Galacia. And we see Tigre and that other dude that's always wearing the flannel or whatever. We see those two are watching him. He talks to Tigre a bit before he leaves, and he meets up with friggin' Eisen-ass looking Corteo on the ship. So those two sail off, and we then see Nero and like Tigre and Barbaro and Gonzo all like in the room together discussing Corteo and Angelo, because of course Barbaro thinks that Angelo is a traitor, and he has for the past few episodes at least. And but Tigre's like, nah, we saw him off, we saw him leave, it's all good, it's all cool. So and of course Gonzo later tries to cover for him as well. So that all works out how it works out, and Nero likes and trusts Angelo, or so it seems, so I mean, that's all going to work out that way anyway. So we find out that Gonzo was ordered by Vincent years ago to track down the son of Testa, because I guess he just didn't trust that he wouldn't come back for revenge, as he's doing now. So because of all that, when he found him, apparently Gonzo told Vincent that Angelo was dead. So he's been sort of playing this because he wants Angelo to help him take over the Venettis, and because of his want for revenge, it seems that Angelo very well may be going to help him do that, but I think Angelo will turn on him in the end too, because in the end he was there as well. But yeah, other than all of that, we actually have him go, or he tells Gonzo that, like, you know, I gave the letter to somebody, so you gotta let Corteo go and all that, and we'll figure out everything from there, but I need Corteo. So, who I think who he gave the letter to, I think he gave it to Chirato probably, or he could have been just bluffing, honestly, but I feel like Chirato's the only character I could think of that he would have given that letter to use in case of his death. But either way, he and Corteo go back to where he was living as Avilio Bruno, and they stay there for a while. We see some relationship building between the two of them a bit, and then the OST was really, really good for the relationship building portion as well. But then we have Angelo saying, you know, I gotta stop back at Chicago, then I have to go back to Lawless, and they part ways again there. So we actually have Vince and Nero discussing the Playhouse, and they say it's coming along really well, and we can tell that that Vincent is really, really ill. Like, whatever's wrong with him is really starting to get to him, be it old age or disease or whatever. He is not doing so well right now. So I mean, hey, wait a little while and time will take revenge for you. But so we see that, and then we move on, and we actually have Angelo returning to them while they're all sitting around discussing him and stuff. So they go in, we find out that Strega is the name of Don Galacia's underboss, and that everything was confirmed, that Angelo was there and everything worked out. But Barbaro still obviously doesn't trust him, and he's like, yo, why'd it take so long, all that kind of stuff. And really more and more tension built. And then, sorry if I have to look at my notes here and then, there was a lot going on that is really hard to remember. But we find out from Gonzo that the Playhouse is actually opening in 3 days, and that Angelo is going to be guarding Vincent. And I think by guarding him and keeping him safe, they're planning to kill him. They're planning to set something up to kill him, and then they'll likely finish Nero off, and then it'll seem like, hey, the takeover is complete, and then I'm assuming Angelo is going to turn on Gonzo. At least that's the way I see it going. But the next day, Nero and Gonzo are actually at the Playhouse. There's 2 days left at this point, and they're talking about it. And while that's going on, Barbaro's actually going around and asking around at the dock about Corteo. But so then they call in Angelo. Angelo comes in, and then Barbaro is grilling Angelo about being seen with Corteo on the ship. And then Corteo busts in, like, what the fuck, don't know what's going on. We get some flashbacks to what he was doing at the Avilio Bruno residence, and it was just feelsy. It was more relationship building. The zoo scene, the scene where he was at the river was probably the feelsiest scene for me, where he's like, we can start over, and he's dumping the booze into the river. It was really good. So we find out that Gonzo's actually the one that called him back in order to save Avilio, because that's the only chance they have at this point now that they've been seen together. So Nero orders Angelo to kill Corteo, and then they all walk out, and Corteo plans to die for Angelo's revenge, so that they'll trust him, so that he can finish his plot. And why the freaking feels, why the sadness, why the depression. So yeah, Angelo has to kill Corteo for the revenge plot, and this shit is all going down, and everybody's dying, and the world is over. Everyone good has died. Everyone good is going to die. Because I like Nero, I like Angelo, I like all these people left, but I can't see any of them left standing at the end. I really feel like this is going to be an everyone dies sort of situation. So, I don't think you guys need me to tell you how good this was. I mean, the animation was really good. There were a couple parts here and there I actually thought, maybe it seemed a little bit lower than some episodes, but then there were other parts where I was like, okay, it looks a lot higher than other episodes. So, animation overall was great. And I mean, for 91 days, just the base average for them is better than average. So, I mean, it's good there. The OST was very, very strong. I was going to say the strongest part, but not as strong as the story. OST was incredibly strong. The Corteo and Angelo relationship and how it has shifted and changed, but sort of remained the same in a little bit of ways, was such a well-written focus, so major props there. And then that's really it. The story, the ending was brilliant. There's nothing more I can say. Like, all I would be is saying that it was amazing over and over and over again. So I think it's one of those situations that I think I may have actually had in the past, maybe once before, where I don't think a 10 out of 10 gives this thing enough credit. I'm going to give it like 11 out of 10, just because this, more so than like, when I watched the episode with Ronaldo and Frate's deaths, I really felt a lot for that episode, and I really thought that like the writing was incredible. Maybe better than this writing, maybe not, but I thought the writing was incredible. But this actually had me legit just tense in the chest the whole time, wondering what was going to happen, and it was a lot more emotional. Like, sadly, I didn't tear up or anything like I did with Fukugen and Mononoke a couple weeks ago, but it was still feelsy. It still brought the emotion in a very real and powerful way, and most of all, it was heavy. It was a very heavy episode, which I think is really awesome. So, yeah, like I said, 11 out of 10. I don't think 10 out of 10 could do justice to just how good this episode was. And that's it. So, yeah, like if you like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of this episode and what you thought of my thoughts on it. Ah, man, the depression sinking in. We have lost our boy Corteo. Subscribe for more 91 Days. Don't even know how many episodes are going to be left of it. Fukugen and Mononoke got like 1 or 2 episodes left, maybe. Think 2 episodes left. Got 1 more episode of Taboo Tattoo left. And then we'll be starting the next anime season. So follow on Twitter if you want as well. I'll try to keep you updated there on stuff for the channel. And that's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.